I'm Amber Royer, author of the Bean to Bar Mysteries, and they're set in Galveston Island. Over the next few days, we're going to visit a number of different places on the island that highlight the maritime history of Galveston. Right now, I'm outside the Ocean Rig Museum, and there is a bit about that in A Shot in the 80% Dark, which is the current Bean to Bar Mystery, just came out a couple of days ago, where Felicity gets to go on her first dive, and it's a rig dive. So there's a cool fish tank that you'll get to see that kind of looks like what it is to be on a rig, and a lot of the equipment, you can see some pieces there. We're also eventually going to take you to the harbor to look at some pirate stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. So here's what they call a basket that you can use to get aboard a rig. It's very interesting. It says we can stand on it if we want to. This is a mock-up of living quarters on board a rig. It's pretty tight spaces. The drilling crews. Some of this equipment is fascinating for all the things that can be done underwater. Look at the grab arms on there. Taking a look inside a hyperbaric chamber, I really thought this would be much bigger. So here we're looking at an escape pod, which is a lifeboat for an offshore rig. It looks a little bit like an escape pod for a spaceship, you would imagine. So we're out in Galveston again today, and we are at the tall ship Alyssa. And we're about to take a tour so we can learn more about Galveston Bay and the history and everything that's been going on here. I will have little pieces of that hopefully as videos as well. But here's the Alyssa from 1877. She's been restored and actually sails now, as well as being a functional museum. So we'll just take a look at some of it. Behind me you can see the Seagull 2, and that is the Historic Society boat that we're going to take a tour on.
Launched June 28, 1919 from Mobile, Alabama. She was originally built as an oil tanker, though she lasted only 1 year in that capacity before they ran it into a jetty off the coast of Mexico, which ripped a 60-foot hole in the side of it. The crew acted quickly, did temporary repairs, and got it towed to Galveston, where for 3 years we tried to fix it. Until 1922 we gave up, dragged it out here into the shallow water outside the Houston Ship Channel, and scuttled it where you can see it right now. So she's been sitting here for almost exactly 100 years at this point.
I talk a bit in A Shot in the 80% Dark about fresh seafood, and some of the characters even go on a fishing charter. As you can see, there are seafood, fishing, shrimping boats out today. When talking about Galveston's maritime history, you can't ignore the pirate side of it. I'm standing here inside the ruins of the structure that was built in 1870 on the ruins of Jean Lafitte's fort. So you can see that there are some walls here, there's an existing staircase off to my right, and all of this was built on the foundations and cellars from Lafitte's original structure. So now I'm out front of the structure where we're looking at the historic marker from Lafitte's fort and the outside of the 1870 structure, where you can see the archway windows and that staircase I was talking about as it goes up. And there's a lot of history to be found here. This is Lafitte's other settlement, and we're over on the other side of the island in an area that's known as Pirates Cove. You can't really see much from the area where the landmark is. There's just some marsh behind it. Got a lot of nice trees and some cattails out here, but we're gonna go down a little farther and show you some of the other things that are out here. There's also a nature preserve out here at Lafitte's Cove. We're maybe a couple of blocks from the historical marker that we just showed you. And there's a nice boardwalk and some birds. I'm gonna see how close we can get to the birds before they get a little bit freaked out about us being here. But this whole island is really a great place if you like wildlife, especially birds. Look at that. They don't even seem to care. Hi, birds. Hi. Okay, they do care. They flew away. But some of them are still hanging out. This is where Lafitte would have put his boat, so they would be out of the way rather than putting them in the bay. It's a nice sheltered piece of water. It's also very pretty out here. I hope you've enjoyed learning a bit more about the maritime history of Galveston. It does show up a great deal in the Bean to Bar Mysteries, especially in the most recent one, which just came out a few days ago, A Shot in the 80% Dark. Hope you check it out, and if you do get to visit Galveston, enjoy some of the ocean knowing the history. Have a great day.